Welcome back to another episode of St. Pauli Rising, and we are still in a job. And I'm a little bit surprised because of after what happened with the Dortmund game. I can't even remember, but they didn't have many chances in that game, clear cut, did they? But they scored 8 goals against us. That just shows you how poor our defence was. And the one thing I said was that I was going to go and sign a new goalkeeper because Schauner is just, he's useless. He's just useless. So we signed Pele because, you know, we can do that kind of thing. We have that kind of power. So we're going to take a little look at that first. And yeah, it isn't obviously the real Pele. Well, he is the real Pele because he's called Pele. So we're just going to have a little look at that. My brain's going blank. Here we go. Transfers. Right. Transfer history. Here he is. This is Johan Pele. Or Pele. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He looks a little bit like Paddy McGuinness. So, you know, nor larky, nor larty. We're going to take a little look at his stats here. Right. So he's not as good technically, apparently, as Schauner. Allegedly. Bullshit. I just don't buy that for a second. Let's just take a look at Philip Lau. But wait, what? Good player for most. Oh, Jesus. Basically, I decided that anyone was better than Schauner at the moment. Schauner is also refusing to leave the club. So he won't. No club would buy him off of me, and he's refused to talk to anyone. He just wants to stay and run out his contract, basically. Expect when I start playing Johan Pele, he'll probably start complaining because he's not getting game time, but he can go fuck himself. So we've got Pele in, and he's going to have to do, because all the other goalkeepers I looked at, anyone that was going to be of the level that apparently Schauner is at, we're talking 3-4 million quid, which is money we just do not have. I mean, this guy's on enough money as it is. Look, we had to offer him 21,000 quid a week just to get him to come to the club, which was a pain in the arse, and he's on huge wages. Huge, like, it was like a 600k signing fee. Like, are the signing fees in Germany just really expensive, or I just never noticed this on other saves before, but they all, like, I've just renewed Sobiek's contract. 800,000 he wanted as a signing on fee or whatever, but that's basically a transfer fee. I think we actually bought him for less money than that. It's pathetic, and that's where all of our transfer budget's gone, basically. You're just signing new contracts with people like Sobiek and Haustenberg, and I'm not signing a new one for Budimir because he's just not good enough, unfortunately. So yeah, there we go. So let's just take a little look at what's happened this month. We've obviously had our 2 pre-season friendlies. Not pre-season, like mid-season friendlies, as well as we've actually played a game in the league, and today we are away at Bayern Munich, so I really hope that the same thing that happened against Dortmund doesn't happen today, but only time will tell. So in our first game, we played against Portuguesa, who I think are actually a Brazilian side, contrary to what their name might suggest, and well, I mean, what can I say? I mean, Carlisle put them in front on 12 minutes, Soren Gunther equalised, and then Carlisle put them back in front immediately, and we lost the game. Ilsank also picked up a knock in that game. You'll see something else that's coming up soon as well, which will be quite pleasing, I'd have thought. We then played, is it Dinamo Zagreb? I'm guessing it's Dinamo Zagreb, but with the checkerboard thing in the logo. Went behind it early on through Mora Luis. Marcelo Cañete actually equalised for us before Dalibor Saric and Luis put them 3-1 up in the end. Cañete also picked up a knock in this game. Now, the key thing I'd like to point out, Dennis Dauber is back. He returned to fitness over the Christmas period, which is actually not bad, considering I didn't think he'd be back till late February. But he was back, and he actually played in our first league game of the new year. And did something rather silly. But that is not the main story of this game. Oh, wow. This was unreal. I genuinely couldn't believe this result. So Sobiek put us in front on 9 minutes, which was, credit to him, great goal. Then Julian Green equalised for Hoffenheim before I could really get us to settle, and I thought, okay, well, fair enough, it's just going to be one of those games. I was expecting Osterlund to be sort of giving me instructions and things that we could maybe use for the team, but he didn't actually do anything, which makes me think that perhaps though we did set up, although considering the amount of goals and shots we had, or shots particularly, it probably wasn't a good system, but the fact is we won the game. Sobiek's second goal was a cracker. The ball was played over the top from Rojas, but he's got 2 players near him, and he just takes it down on the chest and bang, right in the bottom corner from the edge of the penalty area. Really, really top goal. Then on 55 minutes, Dauber was sent off with straight red card, which massively left us in the lurch. I mean, we were already under the cosh against Hoffenheim, but when we went down to 10 men, I have no idea how in the hell we managed to get a 2-1 win in this game, because I think it was 3-0 to them. Yeah, they should have wiped the floor with us. It's nice to see us actually do this to someone else. But we've done that a couple of times now. And amazingly, and I mean amazingly here, this is what the league looks like. We're actually only 3 points from safety. Okay, sorry, 3 points from moving out of the automatic relegation places. That is, I mean, admittedly, of course, once again, our goal difference is absolutely diabolical. But look, we've actually won more games than both Leipzig and Frankfurt. And I'm pretty certain that we've got a home game against Leipzig at some point coming up, and an away game against Frankfurt. So, you never know. I mean, you pretty much do know. I'd like to think, you'd like to be optimistic and say that we're doing well, but I just feel like this is a false dawn for us, and that we're going to soon go back on another one of our losing streaks. But winning over Hoffenheim was not an easy task, and we did it. But I just don't think we can keep doing that. It seems unlikely. I'm massively surprised that we've been able to get the points that we have, in all honesty, considering that we lost our first 10 games. We've actually now gained 10 points from our last 8 games, which is not awful. It isn't awful. It would sort of put us on for around about, well, how many games do we have left? We've got 16 games left, so it would get us around about 30 points if we carried on that kind of form. And 30 points, that might actually be enough. I just don't know. But we've got a lot more to do, and I think it's going to come down to luck more than anything, because I just don't think we're good enough at this level. And we've got no money. Like, for some reason, our transfer money still says that, but we've got such huge money going out on contracts that is soon going to change. I'm certain of it. And the wage budget's gone down quite a bit too. We've had offers from... Wait, what? That's brand new. No, it's not what we're talking about. No, that's from ages ago. I wish this would go away after a while. So yeah, there we go. Let's get into the game against Bayern today. We played our sort of attacking style system against Hoffenheim in the last game, because I just figured, why the hell not? Today, though, against Bayern, we're going to go with our defensive style system. And obviously, with the likes of Gunter is out with the flu, so that is not good. But I guess that means that... God, who is it? Who's our backup centre-back? Abraham, of course, will be able to come in. Dauber's out again because of his suspension, so that's not good. But that means Jonathan Lecourt can come in. So it's a decent lineup. Bruno got homesick, so he had to miss. He missed the last game and went home to Brazil for a bit. He's back quite quickly, actually, to be fair to him. So he wasn't playing against Hoffenheim. Nerek actually started, and I don't think he got booked, which is an unbelievable ability of his. Schauner is going to start this game. This will probably be the last game he starts for us, just because Johan Pele isn't in the best condition yet. He's going to be I'm going to try him as first choice from next game on, but Schauner's going to have to stay in goal. And Schauner actually made some decent saves against Hoffenheim. He's just really, really inconsistent. So yeah, there we go, guys. That probably do. I might have to look into the summer, potentially, if I'm still in a job, at signing maybe a left-sided, just left midfielder. Oh, have we got a youngster on the bench? Oh, of course, it's Pele, isn't it, what we're talking about? Number 1. Yeah, I think he deserves the number 1 jersey. Schauner certainly hasn't done anything to earn it, although he's got, conceding 8 goals against Dortmund it's not all his fault. I can't say that it is, but some of the goals he's conceded have been useless. So let's see what... Oh, dear. It's a very, very strong-looking Bayern Munich. Edin Dzeko as well. Dzeko and Lewandowski up front. Has got any more advice? For some reason, he does it automatically on here, but on my Portsmouth one, I always have to ask Sylvain, so I don't know why one does it automatically and one doesn't. Really odd. Just going to try and get in there. Sobiek's actually managed to get 9 goals now. When we're scoring, he's getting them, basically. Although Gerlis has done quite well also. Yarti's been good for assists, but his finishing abilities really let him down this year. He's just not found his level for that. So here we go. I'm going to put the league table in the top left-hand corner this time, since we are actually in a position where the league table might actually matter to us. It's not like before where we were just losing every game. Right now, little things that could happen could potentially... Well, I mean, we can't get out of the relegation zone today. But if we were to record probably the greatest win in St. Pauli's history, which is unlikely, we would be level on points with the teams above us. Well, provided they both lose. So again, it's a tough ask. But we're just going to have to do well against teams that we could potentially win against, and there's not many of those at the moment. So basically the teams around us, so Leipzig, Frankfurt, Freiburg, Köln, Augsburg and Kaiserslautern less so. It's those bottom 3 above us that we need to really concentrate on. Surprisingly low pace. I don't expect to take anything from this Bayern game. I'd like to just see if we can keep the goals down a little bit. Like we tried to earlier in the season. Oh, please don't score. Oh, okay, so they're 1-0 up. My question is this: why is Schauner so far across to the front post that he's practically not even within the goal frames anymore? I mean, I don't know what his positioning stat is, but surely it isn't that bad. I mean, I've given up caring about what Schauner does anymore, because he just 1 minute he makes brilliant saves, and the next thing, so it's a little bit like when the ball comes over here, he then moves all the way out of his goal for some reason. What are you doing? Like, I don't understand why he did that. He's not a sweeper keeper, so he shouldn't be coming out. I don't get that. This is what I mean about Philipp Schauner. He does things like that, and it's just infuriating to watch him do it. I mean, against Bayern Munich, I mean, I guess it's the last thing you need is mistakes leading to their goals. They're going to score enough goals against us anyway without Philipp Schauner adding to our problems. Xabi Alonso's already got booked, though, so maybe he'll put a pass through for us like he did against Man City last week. Alonso... Alaba, I just feel like they're going to be 2-0 up in any minute now. Probably a long-range effort, perhaps? It's about time that someone scored a long-range goal against us. Anyone going to put a tackle in? Lewandowski, there's 2-0. Oh, Jesus. This could end up turning into another Dortmund game, guys. We're on our defensive tactic, but I just think Bayern are such an incredibly good side. Not having the best season, and Lewandowski and Schauner very nearly got to that, so credit to him, but defenders should be doing better there. Alright, I'm going to listen to him here, because why the hell not? We've got nothing to lose at the moment if we do listen. We dominate in the air. What are we going to do? What does that instruction do? Make changes. Grow taller players. Corner goal. Let me guess. 2 players around it. Oh, come on, Bruno. Oh, I'm going to lock you out of heaven in a minute. What was that? I also hate those penalty ones where the ball just sort of plays across and you don't really see a tackle or anything and you just get given a penalty. I assume it's because there's a push or something. It's just not easy to tell, and that's 3-0 now. This could get a little bit worrying now. I don't know what to do because we can't afford to start bombing forward against Bayern Munich. They're Bayern Munich. We've sort of made our own bed here in the sense that Schauner basically gave them all the momentum they needed with that silly mistake, and they've just capitalised on it now. And I love the dive because they don't really dive to the side. They just sort of dive to the side whilst not actually moving to the side. It's quite impressive. The animation could probably do with a little bit of a brush up there. Lacourt, not first to the ball though. Lewandowski back to Alonso. This is basically just getting to being a masterclass in Bayern Munich at the moment. He's out to Philipp Lahm on the right hand side, whipped across. Dzeko, oh my god, it's 4 now. And I can't complain. I don't know how we can combat Bayern Munich. We're having a terrible old time. As long as we don't get worse than we did against Borussia Dortmund. But I can't go out and start attacking this game. It's just not wise, because we'll just end up conceding even more goals. It's our counter-attacking tactic with men behind the ball, but I don't think that really makes any difference to Bayern Munich. I'm going to just try and close down a little bit more, just to try and hassle them a little bit. Sobiek, oh, did we just get a clear cut? Yes, we did. And of course we missed it, because that's what we do. But that was a tough one for Sobiek to take, but I just wish that sometimes they'd take it around the keeper. That looks like 4-0 Bayern at half time. Yeah, I'm disappointed. A little bit disappointed in that. Christ. Why do we always end up doing Bayern Munich games in the live comms? It makes me look even worse a manager than I actually am, and I am pretty damn terrible, as you probably already know. What can we change? What can we change? What can we change? We may as well be shooting on sight, because why the fuck not? Work ball into box kind of contradicts a little bit the more direct passing style anyway, so I'd be glad to have that one off. Whoa. Yeah, I mean... Actually, no, wait. We're not going to run at them because they've got much better players than us. So there's no point in just limiting ourselves to whipped crosses. We're going to try something a little bit more expansive. But it doesn't matter now because we're 4-0 down. I'd just like to try and keep some semblance of dignity, which seems pretty unlikely at this stage. As long as it doesn't go to 8. If you can keep it under 8, I'll go buy all a fucking lollipop. Although I don't sense that's going to be the case today. Lewandowski steps in with another goal, and we've conceded yet another goal from a corner. It's almost as if they don't care. Bernay's ball in, and is this just going to come straight to Lewandowski? Of course it is, because, you know, not one of you could put a foot in or anything or make any attempt to clear the ball. Good stuff. Oh, wow. I don't know how much more I can say make changes to close them down, guys, to be honest. Unless you're inside their shorts, you cannot close them down any more than we already are. Long ball to Sobiek. He's got 2 players around him, so he's never going to get near that. And I thought we'd won the ball there, and somehow with 3 of our players around one guy, he managed to win it. This is just Bayern are so much better than us. Every player they've got could probably take on 2 of ours, and that's the problem. So when it comes to defending, they can just run straight past us because we're not able to put a decent tackle in. Oh, I just don't want 8 goals again. That is the last thing we need right now. At least we scored twice against Borussia Dortmund. Against Bayern Munich, we have shown no signs of that, apart from that one chance that Sobiek had, which of course he missed. Lahm here, back to Dzeko. Back to Philippe Lahm. Ball whips in and Lewandowski makes it 6. Is he offside? Please be offside. Oh, thank God for that. I don't know why I even care. What's the difference between 5-0 and 6-0 apart from 1 goal and lots more misery? Let's see. Xabi Alonso's injured. Well, that's going to help us out greatly. Now we're going to score 6 goals. I'm tempted just to go for it and see what happens. To be honest, throw in a couple more attacking players and just try to sort of pin them back a little bit and just some good blocking going on there. But that is about it. Let's just go for it. You're 5-0 down. We're going to lose anyway. Our goal difference is absolutely shocking. So maybe if we can just kind of get a couple of goals against them by just actually showing some backbone. Yeah, we're going to go overload instead though, because why the hell not? Substitutions though. What have we even got in terms of options on the bench? We've got no wing options, so it's a case of do we take off Sobiek? No. I'll bring on Tribal in the midfield because he's a better player, and I'm going to bring on who's a little bit worse off. Bruno's got a 4.6 today. He's looked absolutely woeful, which means Beck will be coming on for him. Second chance. Right, there we go. 4 point. I think that's the lowest rating I've seen on Football Manager. What's the lowest rating that you guys have seen on Football Manager for a player? Like 4.6 is pretty bad. I rarely ever see anything under sort of 5.5, but 4.6 is utterly horrific. Let's just see what we can do. Maybe just get a goal or two. Just say that, let them know that we actually are still a threat. Never mind. Never mind. This could easily get far worse here. I just... There's no... playing a defensive strategy only works against these sort of sides if you don't concede within the first 10 minutes of the game and are already 2-0 down by 10 minutes. Because what's the point of playing defensively after that? You've got... You're 2 goals down, you're not going to get anything from the game. And when you're 4-0 down at half-time, you're not going to... Your goal difference is buggered anyway. Seriously, how many times can I say make changes to this particular instruction and for nothing to happen? I don't even know who's got the ball, although I'm going to have to guess and say Bayern Munich. And we've actually got it here. Sobiek. Can he find the pass out wide? Of course he can't, because Philip Lahm has intercepted it. Halstenberg's won it back. Well done, Marcel. Oh, knock it behind for Yati. Go on, get a goal. Put a smile on my face. Ilsanker. He's going to lose the ball here, I assume. Yeah, there we go. Oh, please, let me guess. He's going to get sent off now. Because that would just be... only a yellow card. Well done. That would just be the icing on the cake made of shit. That possession stat. Bayern are unbelievable. And we're unbelievably poor. It's a perfect storm, really. Except without George Clooney. Although, frankly, I think George Clooney could probably do a better job between the sticks than Philippe Schauner has. So, George, if you're listening... Yati, actually, here we go. Maybe a break on. Sobiek, he's not the fastest though, but if he could look long and maybe lose the ball immediately and pass it back to Gertz. We've won it back again, ho. Mayer, knock it through the channel for Yati. Yati's going to try and score here instead of crossing it because that's what he does and it's going to miss. There you go. That's what I mean. Every time Yati gets the ball in that position, even though I've got him set to not shoot, to shoot as less as possible. Ooh, no, that's off the bar. To shoot as less as possible. He just will not pass. He always shoots and he always misses because he's useless at shooting. Tribal here. Knocks it back out to Yati, you'd like to think. And he does get it to Yati. Into and it's cleared. And Yati's offside as well. That's the one problem with Yati. He's got a surprisingly large amount of assists considering how selfish he is when he's actually in a decent position. The only time he crosses is when he's further out on the wing, basically. When he's placed in that position, he will always shoot, and it's such a tight angle that he's never going to score, and it's frustrating. Well, at least we've not conceded 8, but there's still time left, and it's still the same, difference in goals, and Red Bull Leipzig have won as well, which makes things worse for us today. It seems like this is just... We were all hiding to nothing when the game started, and nothing is what we've got. We've got exactly what we deserved. Tribal, that's some determination from Tom Tribal there. Into Sobiek, can he look out wide, but immediately, I mean, look at that for defending from Berne. He's just straight across there. We just don't look... We look like a pub team compared to them. Thomas Muller, through he goes, and this is almost certainly going to be 7. Oh, he's missed it. Well. That's surprising and fortunate. I don't know how much more I can say Mark Lewandowski. We're probably going to concede from this, from our own corner at some point here. Knocks it back across the tribal, maybe out wide. Back to Yachty on the wrong wing, and he's gone for goal for some reason. Oh, Ilsanker and Manuel. Didn't Manuel Neuer make a mistake the last time we played them, or certainly in the last when we played them in the Bundesliga last time? That last time we were in the top flight, because that was horrific. Yachty's ball in, Neuer just bats it away. Why didn't you just catch it? I'm not knocking it, but why? I mean, Ilsanker's managed to go on back for some Pauli, which I guess is... We've had 3 clear-cut chances in this game. I don't even know how that's possible. Like, he actually looks vaguely close on clear-cut chances, which is unbelievable. 6-1, though, is the scoreline, and it's probably going to get worse for us. Unless we can get a breakaway, maybe make it 6-2 and just take some of the spin off of it. And out comes Abraham again. I thought he was going to get himself sent off there for a silly tackle on Tribal. We're putting in some good challenges. Just not enough of them, because they appear to have about 40 players on the pitch. Or it certainly feels that way. Alaba's ball in, cleared away, and Tribal isn't going to be able to get to the follow-up, but it's going to get played out wide to Philip Lahm, and he's most likely going to put a killer ball across, which Muller will be able to turn. No! Okay, credit to Schauner there. That was a top save. The other 6, maybe not. But they've had 6 clear-cut chances, and they've scored 6 goals. You can't really fault that. We've only scored 1 goal with our 3 decent chances. But 6-1. 6-1 and 8-2 in away games. Those are piss poor. That's 2 successive. We've conceded 14 goals in our last 2 away games. I just don't know how to stop this from happening. We've just been awful. 31, minus 31 goal difference. And the funniest thing is, a couple of wins and we'll probably still be alright. Unreal. I haven't shown you the squad, have I? Let's just quickly do that before we end this episode, since naturally we're in. My PlayStation just turned itself on next to me. That is worrying. Is it possessed? It always scares me when they do that. Like, it just turns itself on randomly sometimes when I'm sitting here recording. I'm guessing it's because this is update time, but even so, it's still worrying when it does it. This particular menu seems to be taking a very long time to load. There we go. Right. So, yeah. In summation, we're shit. And, yeah, that is that, basically, at the moment, unfortunately. Right, let's take a look at the squad. Top goal scorer for us is Artur Sobiech, although Michael Goetz has 6, which isn't bad. Top assist is Ismail Yachty, who apparently got an assist in that game too, with 7, which isn't even that bad. Most player of the matches, well, that is Mark Rakowski, who's of course injured, with 2. Pass rating is Jonathan Lecourt with 86, which is actually pretty decent considering we don't really touch the ball very often, so maybe that's why. That's 86 passes, probably like 9 of the 12 passes he's had to make or something. Yellow cards, Bruno's got 6. He's as bad as Nerik. I feel like he's going to be as bad as Nerik. Did Nerik get booked? No, he didn't. Red cards, obviously Dauber and Sobiech. Average rating, Ilsanker, surprisingly, has got a 7.24. He's actually done a decent job for us this year, despite the rest of our woes. So there we have it, guys. In the next episode, we will be live coming a game against Leverkusen. I think we live coming... Wow, this is all weird. It's all coming around in full circle here. We'll be live coming the game against Leverkusen away from home, so expect similar results. We've got some really, really tough games this month. Hertha, Werder Bremen and Wolfsburg. Leipzig at home, that is must-win if there was such a thing for us this year. That is the must-win game. And then we have the Leverkusen game coming up after that. So guys, if you like what you've seen, please feel free to drop a like on the video, and if you'd like it even more than that, please feel free to subscribe to my channel for more Portsmouth and St. Pauli in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock. And I will see you guys in the next episode for the Bayer Leverkusen game. Bye-bye.